Hi, I'm Marjorie Drucker, chef and owner of New England Soup Factory, and today we're working on the joys of chicken stock making. Of course, you can make life easy for yourself and buy chicken stock in a can or in a box, but when you make chicken stock at home, you'll get a richer, you'll get texture, fortification, and today I'm going to show you just how a few simple ingredients can create something that's very valuable. I often refer to chicken stock as homemade gold. So today we are using a whole chicken. You don't have to use a whole chicken. Lots of times I'll use thighs, or I'll use necks, or I'll use backs. But today I happen to need some chicken, so I'm going to cook a whole chicken. I'll kill two birds with one stone. I'll have some nice chicken meat to do something with after, and at the same time I will have created a really full and rich chicken stock. So I'm going to start by putting the whole chicken in the bottom of this pot. And you'll need a good sized pot because you'll need room for the stock to bubble and bubble and bubble. And you don't want it all over your stove. So the first thing we're going to add is some Spanish onions. So you just have to peel them. You don't have to cut them, dice them, just cut them in half really easily. A quick and easy way to peel an onion is to cut both ends of the onion, and then you take your knife and you make an incision just like that. That will release maybe the first outer shell, and the whole piece comes off really easily. So we're just going to take two onions, we're going to put them in our pot, and now we're going to add some celery. And again, you don't have to cut it, make it look beautiful. You just have to cut it into some smaller pieces so it will fit into your pot. So in here we have our whole chicken, we have onions, celery, and then we're just going to add some carrots. Again, no cutting, we'll just break them right in half. And the nice thing about adding lots of carrots to your stock is it will lend a lot of color. A lot of the carotene is released from the carrot. It colors the stock really beautifully. Now we're going to add some bay leaves. These are really nice whole bay leaves, and they're nice and big. I'm going to add two of them into this stock. I'm going to add a little bit of Italian flat leaf parsley, and we'll put that right in. And now I'm going to add an ingredient that some people say, well, why do you add that? Why are you adding this to stock making if you're already making stock? And that's bouillon. And it's kind of like self-tanning lotions. They weren't so great in the 70s, but they're much better now. It's the same thing with bouillon. Bouillon used to be thought of as, oh, it's just, a cube of salt, but they've really come a long way, and there's a lot of good brands. If you want organic soup bases, you can find those too. It's up to you to find what works best for you. So here's a little bit of chicken-based paste. It's very pliable. It's just like bouillon, and you put this bouillon right in here. At this point, I'm going to add 12 cups of water. When you cook stock, it will cook down and cook down. You kind of need to add more water as it cooks down because you will lose a lot of your broth. So we've just covered our pot. We have all of our ingredients in there, and now we're going to bring it to a boil. Great chicken stock takes a long time to cook. A good chicken stock will take 4 to 5 hours to cook. A better chicken stock can even cook up to 8 to 10 hours, all depending on how much time you have to spare. As the stock comes up to a boil, you'll see that a scum starts to rise to the top. At that point, we're going to skim the froth off of the stock. We'll add some more water, and we'll continue to keep cooking it down. As the stock cooks down, the collagen from the bones is what's going to give the stock the body, the fortification, the texture, the viscosity that we're looking for, that no box or can will be able to give you, only through cooking bones with water and aromatics and fresh vegetables are you going to get the kind of soup stock that's going to be able to create a pot of soup for you that is truly unique and special. Once the stock is cooked, it's a good idea to get a fine mesh strainer, something that's going to hold all of the contents that are going to spill out of the stock pot when we turn it over. So right here I have a really good fine mesh. It will capture everything that we need to get in there. The chicken will be very soft. The meat will pull apart really easily and beautifully. Be careful of the little bones that you can get sometimes in your stock and be sure to pull those out. As far as the vegetables that your stock has been cooking in, throw them out. They're really not great at that point. They've taken a beating. They're like the Timex watch. They keep working and working and working, and by the time that stock is done, it's time to call it a day. So those are my easy instructions for making your own chicken stock at home. Remember this, that chicken stock will create a layer of fat. It's up to you to decide whether you're going to discard it, keep a little, or keep all of it. It's how much flavor you want to introduce to your soup stock. I hope you'll all try making your own soup stock at home. It's easy and it's so valuable to have in your refrigerator or freezer. You can store it both ways. If you do store it fresh, it should really only stay fresh in your refrigerator for maybe 3 to 4 days. In your freezer, about 6 months.